Welcome everybody to Detroit Lions News, Lions Talk, affiliated with Between the Whistles, Detroit, your hometown team. Obviously, tomorrow is a big day as the Detroit Lions look to select a person that will go into their future and make a significant difference in the rebuild process. There's a lot of people who have these uninformed opinions that you have to draft by need, and I don't understand that ramification. You look at the team as a whole, they just need talent. Overall, talent. If you get talent, you can win a lot of games. If you don't have talent, you're not going to win any games. And I don't care what team you are, you need talent. So tomorrow, the Lions go and they pick at number 2. There's going to be Trayvon Walker on the board. I'm not as high on him. He has had a low pass rush win rate, and he had a lot of great players around him at Georgia. Could make him look better, could make him look worse. He goes to a team that is low on talent. He could really struggle. I think that Jacksonville is the best place for Trayvon Walker. You look at it like this, he's going to be next to Josh Allen on the defense. He's going to have some pretty good players on the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. They're in a rebuild and they're a little bit of a stressful situation, but I like the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they have some talent, but it's going to be interesting to see how the culture gets better over there. You look at Kayvon Thibodeau, there's a person that he descended from his freshman campaign where he had a great year. He had a really, really great year. He's a great player. And the issue with Kayvon Thibodeau is simple. He has a little bit of questions around him. There's obviously some major questions, but I think that he's a really good player. And you look at what scouts are saying. You look at what scouts are saying. You know, he had a 4.5. He's an elite athlete. He you know, his NFL comparison really scares me and Brian Arakpo. But scouts say that he's fueled by a solid internal drive. You know, he has a firm base. His weaknesses. He's not a natural or instinctive pass rusher. He's not as bendy or as fluid as people or as teams would like, and he needs to be schooled up on his hand usage. And if you're a defensive lineman, hand usage is absolutely key. And then you got the hometown kid, Aiden Hutchinson, the player from Michigan, had an amazing year with the Michigan Wolverines as they won the Big Ten championship. I like Aiden Hutchinson. He's a very, 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 very good player. Again, this is a weird year for picking top 2 in the draft. Everyone loves Aiden Hutchinson, especially Detroit fans, because they've seen him play, watched him play for their university. His NFL comparison is Kyle Van Der Bosch. Kyle Van Der Bosch, great player, but did he get picked number 2? No, he didn't. It's a little bit of a scary situation. So Brad Holmes has his work cut out for him in that sense because he's going to have to pick a really, really good player. I like Jermaine Johnson as well. He's a really good player. He played at Florida State. They really struggled all year. He really didn't get the shine and love because he played on a god awful team. But it's important to make sure that you understand when you go and watch the draft tomorrow and the Lions make the pick at 2, have to understand two things. Two things. One, is this team going to get better because of this pick? And 2, do you trust Brad Holmes? If you trust Brad Holmes, 1 doesn't matter because if 2 is what you really believe, you will trust that he made the right pick. Obviously, we all have our opinions and what we believe and what we think and what we feel, but the reality of the situation is Brad Holmes has a really tough decision. His scouts have had a really tough decision, and this draft is not loaded with a generational talent like we've seen in years past. It's going to be interesting how the Lions handle it, how Brad Holmes handles it, and how they handle it going forward. But I'm really excited about the draft because for once, I think we have the right general manager in place. You look at last year, Amon-Ra St. Brown, late round draft pick, Derek Barnes played pretty well. Jamar Jefferson played pretty well. You had Levi Onwuzurike, and Lee McNeil, who are were starting to come on at the end of the year. Penei Sewell was an amazing player. You got 2 first-round draft picks to play with. This should be a good one for the Detroit Lions, but just build on what you built on last year. There's not much to go off of this year because there's no generational talent that like you see in the past with a Myles Garrett or Chase Young or any of that. That's null and void. That's one thing that we know. But tomorrow we will have another podcast before the draft, and I'll be going through a lot of the new news that's coming out because news is coming out every single minute. Stay tuned to Detroit Lions news as we go through all this. And obviously, our sources have indicated that they will pick Kayvon Thibodeaux. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but if Brad Holmes makes that pick, I'm going to be pretty happy with whatever he does because he seems to have a great scouting mind and a great talent to find. As he's found great talent with the LA Rams with Jordan Fuller and Cooper Kupp, and he found talent with the Lions with Amon-Ra St. Brown. It'll be interesting tomorrow. You can look forward to our video tomorrow. Stay tuned to all the latest news regarding the Detroit Lions in the NFL draft. We will keep you posted on Detroit Lions news and Between the Whistles. Stay in tune. Like Between the Whistles, follow Detroit Lions news. Follow me on Twitter, Joseph P. Chap. And then we will go through it together. Thank you, and go Lions.